Hello, gorgeous women of the 100K Day Mastermind. Beautiful Shelby, I see your gorgeous face on the line. Hello, everybody who's joining us live, who's joining us on the replay. Oh my goodness. We just got off a 4 hour session of the Wealthy Speaker Summit, and I feel like I'm in another dimension right now. I'm like high on my own supply. I'm high on this work right now, and I couldn't be more excited to be on this call with you today. And I'm going to be sharing inside of the 100K Day Mastermind a lot of what we've been doing behind the scenes. I'm not going to do that today. I'll share it inside a Telegram for the sake of your mentorship and our time here. But we've had nearly 500 signups for this summit. It's been our biggest virtual summit that we've ever done, our biggest virtual event that we've ever done. We're going for 1,000. And we've been utilizing a partnership program for the first time to fill this event. And it's just been one of the most beautiful and extraordinary things that we've ever done. So many new humans coming in every minute, people registering at the same time. Like, it's the coolest thing to see. And, I know so many of you, like, drop a yes in the chat if you want 500, 1,000 people inside of your events. So I know that we have some people who are doing, Stash is doing a very, very large volume virtual event. I know that Jenny's doing a very, very large virtual event, volume event, thousands and thousands of people. So I'm going to start breaking down behind the scenes of how we set this up, how we're really moving people to share the mission for us and moving people to spread the event and share the links and bring their clients and community in. So it's just been the most beautiful thing. And I feel like I'm on another planet right now coming off of that with the energy. So I see Shelby saying yes in the chat. So you can feel free to pop off a mute, come on up into the vortex. It's not even a hot seat today. It's like a planet. Come on into the other planet that we're in right now. And I would love to see how I can support you. So feel free to just pop on up. Shelby, you look gorgeous today. How are you?
Thanks. Good. Did some content and went live. So I was like, gotta put the makeup on. So yeah, congrats. I'm super stoked. And I'm actually love this conversation because I've been really thinking about this, for my own business and specifically with, the One IRA membership and doing, kind of an affiliate thing there. And then also absolutely for like the product as well too that we're about to launch. And so I actually would love to know, your mindset, how you went about setting this up, what it is that, you know, like really like works when, getting other people to share your work and to spread the message and yeah, like some people in my community that already do that for me without, without any incentive whatsoever. But I just wanted to like take that to another level or a higher scale. And yeah, like that is something that I've been thinking about for a long time with the membership spaces and, definitely with this product about to launch too. Um, yeah. So that's where I'm at. I'm really focusing on that. And I was even thinking for my visionary program as well too, doing this as well too, or maybe more of like a referral style, I guess, in a sense. So if they refer someone or bring someone, then they get a commission, type of thing too. I just feel like that does a lot, for a business and a brand and just the growth and stuff. Um, yeah, so that's kind of like where I'm at right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh
And
my gosh. Yes. What
yeah,
else? Did you have another question?
um, I guess we could talk because so the next round of the Visionaries is starting in July. I have several people interested, like coming off the back end of how to create and sell your first program. And so I did the pitch. I feel like I just get better and better every time I do the pitch. And I'm also doing, so a lot of those people also were in I Made It May with me. They came into there and I'm doing a bonus call for just my people and I Made It May on Sunday morning. So I'll have like another opportunity to like open up that conversation again as well too for the visionary program. I don't like really know my question other than like, it's just like any advice there. I feel like I've just like grown a lot, in the selling and the pitching and the offer like presentation portion. But I still don't feel like I have like everybody signing up immediately, so it's like, I don't know when that point comes, but I'm just kind of in this like process of like really just like trusting and really just invite like this energy of like lean back but inviting and talking about the
Mhm.
offer a lot as well too. So I feel good about that, but I don't know if that's
Mhm.
the best strategy. We'll see how it works. It
Yeah.
feels good though.
Yeah, I love this. And and I'll share this with you right now in especially with where you're at in your launch of Visionaries. Um, it really like you're gonna have discernment of what season you're in, of are you in a place where leaning back makes sense, or are you in a place where creating your own opportunities makes sense for your financial, the sales you're bringing in. So it could be right now, like even sending a personal invitation to somebody and saying like, hey, here's what I see for you inside of Visionary, like a personal invite. So yeah, we've done the pitch and we've done it inside of this space. People have shown interest. I don't know if you've shared that with them, but I like to paint this vision of them of here's where I see you inside of Visionary. Here's where I see you in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year. I see you doing X, Y, Z. I know that you already crafted this low ticket offer. I know you already have this one-on-one offer. I really see you having a signature offer that you're known for. I really see you having a message that you're not just building a community with on social media, but I see you having a message that you're sharing from podcasts, that you're sharing from stages, like a message that is transformational, like your story, not just a message because your through line is story, but like a message where you're sharing your story in a massive way, like, and you paint that vision and I really see you and I know, and of course I don't say things that I don't believe to people, but I really will share, I really see you doubling your prices. I see you attracting clients that are paying XYZ. Like I see you like really creating something so profound that is so fulfilling, that's not just selling offers on the internet, but you really know that you're moving people with your story and you're moving people with this work. And I really see that for you inside the Visionary program. And I would love to invite you. And if you love the information, let me know. And if not, of course, no worries, no alignment, no pressure. Like no, like you don't need the sale, but feel free also to create your own opportunities inside of the people who are in your first offer or who are in your membership, even that you see some power in, like that could be something where you could even just take a day and ask yourself, who's bought from me? Who's bought from me in the last 30 days, in the last 60 days? Who's bought from me in 2025? And do you see that for this person? And if you do, to send them a voice note and to just with your heart, like lead the conversation and create that opportunity.
Well, I wish we had had this conversation earlier because I went and I actually did like a video, not just like a voice note, but I sent a video to everybody that like personalized video to everybody that had joined. And it was definitely like, I want to thank you for, joining how to create and sell your first program and how committed you showed up and blah, 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 kind of like personalized to them and them. And then I obviously like, I was like, and I know we talked about the visionary program and I would love to discuss that more, but I love the little bit more deep angle. It's definitely personalized, but not to the point of like what I see them potentially doing to this extent. So I'm like, dang, I wish, but that doesn't mean I can't, in like a, tomorrow, whatever, like a detailed message of like what I really see for them too as a follow-up. Because I feel like that was more of this like, thank you for, showing up and being there. And I loved the work that we created and, would love to continue on this work together, in the visionaries. So I could send a message that was like, and this is what I envision as that being. So I think I could still
Mm.
go a little bit deeper on really painting that picture for them. It's like, yeah. sent them all more of this touch point, like thank you, but not as deep as the vision for them and what they could really create in that space. So
Yeah, and that's, I mean, you can always send another voice note, right? And we think about the frame, I call it the prize frame too, where when we have this like thanking, there's an energy too of like thank you, like, and it really depends, not to say that this is where you came from, right? But it's like an energetic shift from like thank you for buying from me to like no, like I'm gonna serve you because I'm gonna like you're gonna thank me for buying from me because I am the prize. It's like almost like shifting the it's not a power thing, it's like a leadership energetic where it's like you are the prize. So it's not like, oh, thank you for buying from me, even though it's like, yeah, I'm grateful that you were in the space. I love the way that you showed up. Like, not to say that you shouldn't say that, but it's like now you lean into that other. It's like, cool, now we're grounded, now we can serve them and now we can lead them. And it's like, and I'm gonna give you this opportunity because I really see you in your power and I'm gonna serve you through this offer. So it's not even like selling, it's like the energy of like this is the prize, like I am the prize, the visionary is the prize. It's not I'm going to thank you when you buy it, like oh my god I'm so grateful that you buy it. It's like no, like you're actually going to thank me when you say yes, and I'm going to give you this opportunity to say yes. So there's an energy behind it when you do the invitation too, of like the it's called the prize frame, but it's an internal, like a service based frame that you're going to have internally when you speak from that. So when you do that follow up, that's the energy that I would invite you into. It's like you're so grounded in your knowing that it's going to change their life when they come in. And they'll feel that when you share that and you paint that power and that vision over them, and you come from that energetic place of like this is the prize. Like I don't need you to say yes. I am the prize. This is the prize. Your life is going to change. So they'll feel that in your heart when you send that through.
okay, that makes a lot of sense. I see where you're coming from on that angle. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love this.
that's such a good shift already that I'll use from this point forward. When I'm, you know, again, like I said, painting that picture, but then
Mhm.
even positioning it as like, yeah, that is the prize. I am the prize. They're coming in to get
Mhm.
their life changed, and that's like really what it is. So I love that.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, should have had this conversation earlier, but that's okay. It was
That's
still,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and feel free if you ever have any questions around like sales or anything, like drop them in Telegram. We can riff on that too. But no, you got this. I know that your work is life changing. Your people want to be a part
Yeah.
of your movement, and you are leading them. You're already leading them, sending them a video like that. Not many people do that, and when I think to the biggest months that I've had and the highest ticket clients I've signed on, they've been from personal invitations where I've invited people in. So don't be afraid to invite, even just go back if you want to have your highest month ever, go back to everyone who's bought from you this year and give them an invitation. Maybe it's your first offer. Maybe it's like, hey, I know that you were in this free thing and I really think that like I see you inside of your first offer, and you know what I mean, like, so get creative with it and find some pathways. So I see Stasha coming on with her beautiful, is this your daughter, Stasha? Yeah, oh, so cute. I love this. So I'm happy to talk too about partner program if this is something you want to hear a riff on. I know Stasha's got a big event coming up where a partnership program, I really see you doing 1,000 easy with a partnership program. We I'll share with you our I want to share when we launched. I want to figure out the day that we launched it because the day it hasn't been a long time. We were behind, like we built out a lot of back end. So I thought it would be sooner, but we had some back end stuff to really prepare to start the partnership program. I just wanted everything to be automated. So I was like, let me just make it work. And then I'm going to be okay with it. And we'll keep promoting it as the event's going. But I think we started about a week ago and we're at 447 the last time I checked. We're definitely, I feel like we're going to hit 500 by the end of the day. Let's see, actually 457 now. So it's growing pretty fast and it's growing really quickly. Now, if you have any specific questions around partnership program, and I'm here, if we need to, we'll get all your questions answered. If you have any specific questions around that, I'm happy to share, but I can give you like a general overview of what we've done and what in my mindset around it. So my mindset around this, and we're doing it for a free summit right now. We do have a VIP upgrade in the funnel of $33. However, I decided for this round that I didn't want to do payouts and I didn't want to have, because I knew it was going to be massive volume. I was like, I don't know that I wanted to have that also on top of the partnership program. So I'm doing just gifts. So give yourself permission if you want to do a partner program that you don't have to do commission and you don't have to give people money. So that's one of my mindset around it, is that people aren't doing this to get paid. They're doing it to share the mission and share the vision and to be a part of something bigger. And through the opportunities that we created opportunities to really like leverage the summit. So we're doing the Wealthy Speaker Summit. So if you have a conference, if you have an event, Shelby, I think about you and your storytelling, competition or something like that. I could see this being a really big thing, or whether it's a conference. So my mindset is that the moves that we make right now in May and June and July, I call it the mid-year quantum leap energy. It is the moves that we make right now. It's like gas pedal, full throttle. What you're going to do now, getting new people in your email list, getting new people in low ticket offers, getting new people in your world and introduced to your world, is going to set you up to leap in Q3 and Q4. So right now my mindset, and we did this last year, we called it the Summer of Speaking, and I did a whole month-long event. And it was like, come on this email list if you want to buy from me, kind of thing. Like if you want to have, we had a $7 offer. We did other things, like it was like I grew a list and then I just gave them special offers for a month. So I think for now in the mid-year quantum leap energy, it's like, how can we grow the list and grow the customer list as much as possible? And what are the creative ways to do that? Whether it's, Stesh is doing a conference or you're doing, let's just say, a summit, storytelling summit, right? Like, I could see that being a massive thing for you. So that's the mindset behind it. And then the other mindset behind it is we have the Wealthy Speaker certification, where our clients come in, we train them how to speak, we train them how to move people, the messaging to attract high-end buyers, how to, like, what's the psychology behind moving people, and then actually crafting like your signature talk, your signature event, learning sales speaking, putting you on stages. So for us, the summit stage is a fulfillment. It's two things: fulfillment for our Wealthy Speaker certification, which is really cool because they kind of like our live testimonials where we taught them how to speak and now they're on the stage and everybody's like, oh my God, this changed my life. And it's like, you see it in real time, the work. So we have them on, it's like they're in the arena, we're putting them in front of hundreds of people, we're giving them a stage. So for me, it's a part of how I can sell a program. It's like, hey, when you join the Visionary, you're also going to get a speaker spot at the Storytelling Summit. Or the Visionary Storytelling Summit, right? Something like that. Or same thing, maybe Stesh is doing something, and Stesh, I know you were saying, maybe I don't want to launch something new, which is fine. Maybe you take something that you already have and you create an experience around it. So similarly, like maybe it's a certification, or maybe it is, I think the certification's one place where it's like, hey, when you buy the certification, you're also going to get a speaker spot at our summit, or a panel, or a client panel, and you have all of your current certification members up and you're having them on the stage and like sharing about your work and sharing about these things. So that's the mindset around it. It's like, number one, and I'm doing all the work, right? I'm marketing them. I'm giving them speaker panels. Like I'm doing all of the back end, like I'm filling the room. So they just show up and I train them to speak. So they just show up and talk and they get a bunch of new exposure and visibility. So for me, that's really the mindset, is how can we get as many people inside as possible? We're going for 1,000 before the event ends. That's our goal. And then on the back end, we have a VIP upgrade. A lot of people are joining. We're selling a lot of different offers on the call too. But the prizes are more leveraging the summit, leveraging the speaker spots. So we have like, when you invite just one person, you'll get a bonus call where we're going to do in the arena speaker training. So you're going to come up and it's like a mentorship call, right? So there's an incentive to invite just one person. When you invite 5 people, I forget what it is, a Q&A or something. 25 is like a voices to watch feature. So I'd ask you also, what were the things that encourage you to become a partner for other people's events, right? So you think about these desires. I know my people's desire is speaking. I know speaking like will really light a fire under somebody. So I created speaking opportunities. So I think it was 25, and then I forget what 50 was, but 100 was come to my high rise and have a VIP day. and we'll do a VIP group VIP day. Well, somebody already hit 100. Well, then she hit 200. 250 is, hey, when we have our book launch, we'll bring you up as a guest speaker. So I put speaking opportunities. And then I think I had 1,000 is come to View, which is a production studio where we're doing our 7-figure speaker reels. And if you bring 1,000 people in, like that's a lot. You know, I think our biggest event, we've had hundreds in an event, but we've never had 500. We've never had 1,000 in an event. So this is the biggest summit we've ever done. And one of the women brought over 200 people so far. And she really was like, I'm going to hit 100. So when you get that thing, and she wanted the VIP day at the high rise. So when you can leverage a VIP day in San Diego, they don't have to stay overnight, or you leverage a speaker spot in your storytelling summit. How many days is the summit and how many people are speaking yours? It started with 3, and then I had to extend it into 4 to 5 because we have about 10 speakers. So I'm finding 2 speakers a day on top of me is capped. I'm speaking I'm giving myself an hour and a half in the morning because I need to open the room. I need to have my talk, whatever I'm doing. And then I need to do like takeaways or shares or something. And then I transition to speakers. And then in between the speakers, I'll do takeaways. I'm selling, I'm doing things. So I give them about 12 minutes to speak. Some people, and then I'll do a client panel. So then I'll interview them after. So it turns out to be 30 minutes. But our days have been like today was 4 hours. So I don't think any more than 2 is like a max. When you invite 20 women, you get a signed copy of Awakened Womb book. Yes, I love this. Signed copy of Awakened Womb. When you invite 100 people or 50 people, you get a shout out in front of, we had a discussion panel. You'll get invited up to a expert panel to discuss something on the summit. Like we'll add extra days. So it turned in from 3 to now I think we're going into next Wednesday. It's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know, 8 days. It's the summit that never ends. Is that what it's turned into? But we're having a lot of fun. And people like cried today on the call, like women are being healed. Like it's the craziest thing. This is the deepest we've ever gone. So that's been really the catalyst for us, is using speaking as the desire. So when you think about what is your number one desire of your people, you can craft an experience around that. And it doesn't have to cost money. You can use things that you're creating, your audience, your assets, your social media, your magazine that you have, your Stesha's conference, Stesha's, like book. I've even seen people that have a book be like, hey, you can write a chapter in my book. There's so many things that you could do to play with that desire. And the desire typically comes down to, when we think about what drives people want the desire to be recognized, seen, loved, a part of something bigger, known. So it comes down to these deeper human desires of like belonging and love and recognition and self-actualization and fulfillment and living in your purpose. So how can you create those opportunities? A podcast event. Hey, when you invite X amount of people, we're going to bring you on stage at our podcast event and put you in front of a live audience, and you're going to share your story. So you have podcast. You think about, what assets do you have? That's what I ask. I have an audience. I have a stage. I have multiple stages. I have events. I have so many different things. So then you could start to play and ask yourself, what's the value? Well, for View, I invested $3,000 plus $10,000 for a videographer plus like whatever for hair and makeup. So that's like, you're going to need to invite 1,000 people to come into that room. But somebody might do it. You know what I mean? So it's like, then I go from like, okay, what's the easiest for me to achieve versus does it cost me money versus like, what does that look like? Is it my time? Is it my energy? Is it scalable? And then that's going to determine the hierarchy of the prizes. So that would be what I would recommend, is playing from desires that your audience has and giving them an opportunity to be a part of what you're building in a bigger way. So that's the mindset behind it. I ask them a lot. I've asked them a lot. I have 2 emails in the automation that asks them to share, but talks from my mission. I share from Operation Billions. I don't share about me. I say, hey, our mission, I call this the quantifiable purpose, is to impact 1 billion people worldwide. So when we train 1,000 speakers, we'll impact 1 billion people when you impact 1 million people each. So I share the vision of the movement, not just, hey, let's get 1,000 people. It's like, no, here's where we're going. help us get there. It's us. When we do this together, here's how it impacts the world. And that has been a big driver. So every day that I ask, I remind them of Operation Billions. I remind them of why they're here. I remind them the bigger meaning behind purpose. So you could do this behind story. You could do this behind your womb. You could do this behind tapping into your power. What's the bigger, deeper vision beyond just filling the room? How is it going to impact the world? Like we had today when I got off, I got chills because I said, this isn't even just about generations after us. This is about generations before us. The women who were not able to share their story, the women who did not have rights, the women who in your lineage, they were silenced, like you're freeing them. So it's like, I have chills saying that. How can you make it mean more and invite them into this? Like, whoa, that's big. I see the vision with you. So those are some of the things that we've been doing, and I ask a lot. I've really leaned into my edge with selling inside of this summit. We've sold like the $33 offer. We sold a $997 offer. Today we launched the certification inside. So I was like, let's see like the momentum we could build and how much we can sell. And like, I used to have this belief that you could only sell maybe one offer on the call and it had to be a certain way. And I'm just like, no, let's just sell everything because there's going to be a match for different people. So that's how you could play around with that, with those desires, with those prizes, lead from the mission and lead from the movement, invite people into the movement. And your thing could be, hey, when we train, when X number of people who have an injury, like sharing your story is not just about visibility or fame. It's like healing. It's cathartic. It's healing your soul. It's healing the world, right? And what's the impact of the world when you do that? So you could share that bigger mission and say, when we have X amount of people share their story, that's going to free so many people. It's going to free this many people from healing from their story. It's going to free the world and millions of people through the impact. So big context, big mission, desire-led prizes. You don't have to give people money or commission if that's not something that you wanted to deal with. I knew that it would be a lot. It was a lot with the volume. It's not a lot that I can't handle, but more people asking questions, more people emailing, customer support stuff, more people that it just little things that when you hold more people, but it's great. And I'm glad I made that decision to not do commission for this so you could do it either way. And in Hey Clients, you can set it all up. So we built everything out in Hey Clients, for the partner program. And that's actually part of our certification. And that's one of the reasons I did it, because in the certification, we do done for you 7-figure speaker funnels. So we give you our event funnel with all of the back end and with all of the things and all of the funnel with the free event to the upsell to all the workflows we build out. And then we have our speaker site. So it's like, hey, see the thing that we built. So we're also using it as embodiment. You see us doing 500 people on an event. You want to do that. When you join this, you just get our done for you funnels and everything. So that's my mindset. If you have any other questions around it, I'm happy to riff and I'm happy to I feel like I want to do a full breakdown after. We're going for 1,000. So we'll do a full training on it as well. If you have any other questions around partner programs, I recommend giving yourself some time. We've done this in a week or less. It really started catching on once, like a couple days in. I think we were like 240 or 250, and then it blew up, and it was like 100 people in a day, and I was like, whoa, this is cool. So once it starts building, just give yourself enough time. Like I would give myself more time next time to know I'm going to do thousands. I would give myself at least a couple weeks to fill the event. 2 weeks, I would say even 10 days minimum, but like, I know we can do 1,000 by next week. So that's some of the things that I would think about. And I think if your movement is already sharing things for you and you give them these opportunities to be featured in a bigger way, you're 100% with your audience, you're going to get thousands. And the other thing is you can open up the context. So just one eye, open it up from one eye to injuries. Some of you have a story that's changed your life. You've been in an injury, you've been in something that you've been through. Maybe you've been through divorce. Maybe you've been through addiction. What have you been through that you've healed from? So you can open it up from like story from having one eye to story that you've been through something and you want to share your story. And that can, even speaking to sell, where yes, I talked about that inside the messaging, but it's really like the Wealthy Speaker Summit appeals to people who want to be speakers and they want to share their message in a bigger way. So you can open that context up a little bit bigger, and then you'll get a bigger pop of people coming in.
I have a question, Allie.
Yes.
For I have almost like two levels in my brain happening, the speaker unified vision and then also the partners. Um, so the speaker unified vision would be all of us coming together. Are you going to do this right now?
That's okay.
Okay.
Oh,
It would be the speakers coming together to speak about I'm a single mom tonight.
that's okay.
The speakers coming together for like a unified front around the mission and vision of Awakened Womb. Um, versus, hey, you're speaking at this event, which is great for their visibility. But also, I would love it to be more like internally driven and motivated. Like them being a part of this event actually sparks something within them. And to do that, I mean, what I was thinking is send like a personal connection message in Instagram and just like reminding them about how excited I am of the event and the mission and like what I have envisioned and how I want this to feel. And then maybe invite them into a Telegram group chat specifically for the speakers, kind of like a backstage, um, or like a backstage group, I guess. So I feel like that would be one aspect. And then another aspect would be the partners, which would be, one of my clients wants to bring five of her people in her audience or in her family or whatever. And so that's like how my brain is churning.
Yes. Yes. And this is exactly it too, because and that's what we did. We created a Telegram group for our speakers so I could give them updates. Every day I'm hyping them up. I'm like, we have this many people in. I know we can get to 1,000. Make sure you share, like, send out your reminder email, send out a reminder email 15 minutes before. Our speakers love to schedule. Like, I'm getting them to post even more than they agreed to. I'm just sharing that. I'm like, I know we can have 1,000. Here's the reel we just made, reshare it. So I have all the marketing assets. I have all the information, the Zoom links they need, so I can communicate with them directly and I don't have to email them. It's like I could just chime in. So I love Telegram group for speakers and I love leading them in that way. And then I love yeah, sharing the vision for them. They love seeing like how many people are in and how many people they're going to speak in front of. And they love seeing it grow because even a couple days ago, it was like 200. Now we're like 450, so I'll go in every day. I'll say a voice note in the beginning of the day. Oh my God, it's day 3. It feels like Christmas Day. I couldn't be more excited. I paint a vision for them taking the stage. I talk about the energy. Yes, I talk about the vision. I talk about the deeper meaning for the speakers. I ask them to share. I'm like, share today that you're going on. Post, if you feel called, like I have them send an email. I'll be like, schedule an email 15 minutes before. I would love for you to share this reel. I'd love for you to post on your stories. And then even I asked them to post the replay of yesterday. So I had women posting a link to get people to register for their replay from yesterday. So you can really use it to keep that momentum going of like, I think I originally was like, send 2 emails and make a post and reshare stories. But they're doing a lot more sharing because I'm just asking them to do more and they're bought into the vision. And then the community too. So of course, like that's a different thing. It's like, wow, 400 people are coming to see you. 1,000 people are showing up today. 1,000 people are registered. Your voice is going to be in front of this many people. And then the other women, it's like, here's the vision for you being in this room. This isn't just about speaking to sell offers. This is about, um, impacting future generations, and every seat filled is a legacy leader rising and like making it mean more. Here's our mission for Operation Billions. And every day I ask multiple times. I ask in the beginning, I ask even during the event, and I ask at the end for people to share the event. So I don't just ask once, I ask a lot every single day. If you got value from yesterday, share this with somebody you love while you're on the call. If you got value from today and you know somebody who needs to be in this room, because especially we're on there for 3-4 hours, like their life has changed. So people will go and then they'll tell people about it. So I'm asking a lot. And that would be something I would say is don't be afraid to ask for what you want, because as somebody who's building the stage, your responsibility and your energetic buy-in is, it's going to quantum leap your business. It also is going to require a little bit of work and a little bit of energy that, filling the room and putting the run of show together and marketing the event and making speaker panels and like all of these different things. It requires some work. So know that you have the number one asset. Know that you're in charge, you're the boss, you're driving the ship, and they're coming on the ship, and they will likely do anything. Speakers will likely do anything to get a stage time. I mean, I live in San Diego. People pay to speak on stages out here. Like, they pay thousands of dollars to speak on stages out here. And, when you have 1,000 people in a room, I've seen people pay thousands for like to speak in front of like 10 people. The room's not even that full. You know what I mean? So just know that you have a massive asset. So you can ask them to just really ask a lot of them, and don't be afraid to ask a lot for being a part of the speaker panel and the speaker lineup.
Yeah, I noticed that that thought coming through of like I'm asking them to come on for me. And it's like, no, that's not what is happening at all. So it's like, and I have gotten several messages of like, wow, I can't believe you're putting this together. Like, this is incredible. Like, thank you for doing all of this. I'm like, yeah, I need to remember that. Like, I'm putting this together, creating the stage ultimately, through their eyes, through the speaker's eyes, is like, I'm going to be visible in front of thousands more women that are going to be perfect for my work and to, potentially grow their business. So, yeah, that's a really great shift. For the, oh, for the pricing of the VIP ticket, I think I actually have only had a couple people purchase the VIP ticket. Um, and it's at $97. And I wonder if that's just too high for something like this. And the reason why I priced it high is because every speaker is bringing a something that they would sell for about $50 to $100, like an actual product. So a lot of that is like telegram programs or embodiment practice, like something that's really, really highly valuable. So the VIP is actually worth a lot. And I have it in Thrive Cart, so it keeps track of the affiliates anyway. But so I have all of that set up, but I wonder, is like that price too high for a summit like this?
Is your summit free or is it paid?
There's two options. You can get the free ticket or upgrade to VIP, get all of the call replays, all of the bonuses from the guest speakers, and a couple other things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've tested it. We've tested like even mid-range, like 55 for an upgrade. I found that the upgrade is like a 2733 for free. We think about this is if it's somebody's first time buying you, there's going to be or finding you, it's a lower level of trust. So number one you could do is not sell the bundle, but sell the transformation of the bundle. Like, what's the result that they're going to get? You can also do a value stack of the bundle. I know that some people like are not about that, but like if there's a high perceived value of it, and be like, look, these are what these sell for. But when you line item each one out, tell the one sentence promise. So it's like, at the end of this, you're going to, insert transformation that makes sense for them, and thread it to the bigger context of the through line of the event. So if I was going to do bonuses, somehow I would, even if it was somebody's energetic or mindset, everyone's context is back to your voice. It's back to using your voice. It's back to speaking, whether they're doing something in their zone of genius. It all goes through the through line of what I'm doing at the summit. So that's something you can also do if you want to open up like a mid-range where it's like, hey, this is Stesh's thing only, and it's not everybody's bundle, and I'm not selling you other people's programs, but it's so no-brainer. It's $33. We're doing like 10 days in Telegram, like 2 mentorship calls, because I want people to experience me and my magic. So even though it's an everyone thing, and yes, you're going to come and you're going to see the speakers and the wealthy speakers and all these guest speakers. And even though you're doing a thing where it's like, hey, here's the bundle with all the programs, maybe you have a mid tier that's like, it's just a Stasha thing. And they can experience your mentorship and get like a couple mentorship calls So I want to coach them. I don't just want to talk at them all day. So I added 2 mentorship calls and then like 10 days in Telegram. Um, that's selling really well. And then every day I started it. I'm not starting it till today. So I was going to start it when the summit started. And then I was like, no, I'm going to wait because I want to keep filling it and selling it. So we've been selling it every day. And then I sell it like 3 times on the call. I'm like, hey, if you want to upgrade to VIP, maybe you have a VIP and then you have a diamond tier or something. Like, VIP, you're going to get this. And the VIP has lifetime access for me. So it's a Telegram experience. So even though they don't get lifetime access to the replays, because I personally don't want people to have lifetime access to other speakers. So it's like you could have a mid-tier upgrade that's like really super low brainer, like no brainer, low ticket, 27, 33, whatever makes sense for you. And that can create more customers that maybe they're not yet. Once they get in, maybe they're like, oh, okay, I want this for life. Now I want the $97 thing. So that could be something that you add that's just Stasha.
I wonder, my brain wants simplicity. I wonder if like for the VIP upgrade, it's like $47. You get the quote unquote vault, which is going to be like all of the products of the speakers, 2 weeks access to the replays, and then like the main selling point is like the 10-day Telegram experience and mentorship calls with Stasha.
Yeah, you could that's a good way to position it. It's like, hey, like, because the way the frame of my event is like, this is Allie's event. I've trained the wealthy speakers. And you're going to come and learn how to use your voice to move the masses. So it's all like me. And then it's like, no, I'm featuring you. I'm not somebody who's like a hodgepodge of like, everyone's on my stage. Just like, no, I built the stage. I'm the mentor. I'm the one. These are my clients. These are my people that I've hand selected. So it's less about like, everyone's in the spotlight and more about like, no, I've built the stage and I've hand selected these experts because they complement what I'm teaching you in the summit. I have more stage time than everybody. I go first every day. You know what I mean? So like,
Okay.
I'm still the main woman of the show and everybody else is my guest.
Okay.
So I like the vault. I like the you thing with you're in the front line and the vault is a bonus. Here's the VIP upgrade. 10 days with Stasha to get XYZ result, 2 mentorship calls or whatever to get XYZ result. I'm happy to list out the VIP upgrade we did. And then you can say bonus, the vault with all of these things from all of these people to get XYZ result. So you're the main like star of the show still.
Okay. And when people are speaking at your event, do they pitch?
No.
Okay.
We have and this depends. So when I have a sales event, and I recommend this for anyone that has a sales event, is there's no pitching from stage, especially if somebody's giving away their paid offer. There's no selling from stage. We also, for this one, we changed it. We're not even doing lead magnets from this one. The reason being is because our brand is high end. And I even asked the people in the summit, I said, you know, have you ever been to a summit where everybody just sells to you and everybody comes on and they say, here's my thing, here's my method, buy from me. And I'm like, yeah, this is not that. And they were like, thank God, because I think people are tired of that. So if you want to position, if you're selling high ticket, if you're selling the certification, I wanted to position it as high end. So I said, no selling. Afterwards, if people give you any kind of like, oh, say, here's what you can do. We have a Facebook community. You can go post in the Facebook community. You can go do a lot, like just go post in the Facebook. But we're also, I said today, I'll send out an expert directory after the summit with everybody's name and like their social media so you can go find them. So it keeps the room energy clean. It keeps the distractions from your offer. Now, you know, you have people in this bundle. Boom, that's one touch point. If you want an expert directory after, I've found that I like that energy. But also, I'm selling offers. I'm collecting leads. Like, I want everyone to win, but I think that there's an energy about people in the summit also respect it. I think that they're like, thank God, not everybody's throwing lead magnets at me and buy my stuff.
And I wonder too, just like make a really clear boundary. Like you can share your share your one Instagram handle. Like, I think that's fair. Like, hey, like this is my name and this is where you can find me on Instagram. People, if they want to work with this human, they're going to message them and reach out, right? So it's like we don't even need to do, oh, and I'm gonna give you my lead magnet. So that just like, and that frees up a lot of work on my end as well, trying to like keep track of all of the links and the downloads and whatever.
Yeah, I find it spammy.
Yeah.
I don't love it. I don't think the attendees love it. I think that there was a really we talked about the energetics of it a couple times, and the context was that for my summit, and I used this angle and I said when you speak to move people, you don't need a CTA. And I'm going to teach you that in the summit, but that's also what you're going to see is that these women don't need to pitch you. They know how to move you. And every one of them, like you'll have a link to find them, but you don't need to be pitched. And they were like, thank God, I'm so happy. It was purely a service-based play. And I think that at the end of the day, you will be better off in your ROI of your offer sales because
Yeah.
people don't feel overly sold to. They feel like you're giving to them.
Yeah. I love that. And it can almost like ground them back into like this is a just to remind the speakers like this is for you to tap into like your bigger mission and vision. I love what you said like every seat filled is another woman that's awakening into her body, her womb, her truth. That's why we're all doing this work in the first place, is because like that feeling um and that purpose. So I can really just be like, that's the purpose of this event. You can share your Instagram handle, like that's it. Speak to move people. Speak on like your raw, your real. The top or the theme for the speakers is like, I want you to take the topic that is most alive and real, and I want you to speak it in a way that is the pure truth. Like this is the one space that you can just say what you want to say about this. Like that's the theme of Awaken Womb.
Mm.
So um, I'm really excited to hear the speakers as well.
I love that. And what you can do, and this is something that I did that's like a nuance, but it's also, this is how I can do both. I want to keep them in their zone of genius, but I want it to be related to the through line of the sale,
Right.
of the event, of the message. So I'm like, okay, what's your zone of genius? Cool. I know that you're sought out as a speaker for telling the effing truth and you unleash this in women's voice. So what we're going to do is we're going to tie this to speaking or tie this to events or tie this to, so for you, maybe it's personal power. You're going to unleash your power. So it's like, oh, here's the through line. When women awaken their womb, they're going to tap into this power and the power is going to be the key that unlocks X, Y, and Z. So now everybody's talk is still same thing. I have women who are doing rewiring your wealth identity and rewiring. We had somebody talk about like manifestation, but it comes back. I was like, let's talk about manifestation through facilitation and how facilitation is the thing because it leads back to events and how that's the thing that unlocks your power to manifest. You know what I mean? So you can see the through line. I was like speaking, events, voice. So you could think, what's the through line that you can broaden? Is it power? Is it like, and then I want you to speak in your zone of genius, but how can we add this angle in this frame? So every time you MC somebody on and somebody off, you can relate that back to the frame of the thing that is the through line for your offer.
When you're doing a live event, do you have like is it like 30 to 45 minute talks per person, roughly? Or longer, 60?
12.
12 minutes? Okay. So maybe I should do,
So
I don't
here's what
have
I
a ton of speakers though. Like my tier one speakers are the ones going live. I
mm,
have tier two that will be recording and those recorded trainings will go on the same day. So I would say I have like probably 3 to 4, maybe 5 per day of tier one speakers. And then I'll be filling in at the beginning and at the end.
okay. So what I found, and we've done this summit so many times, that what I found is that there's a threshold, and actually did a lot of research this time, because what I find is that and how many of you know this, like virtual event, you're sitting on Zoom all day, you're just like it's not, you're not in state. people lose attention after approximately 10 to 17 minutes of watching a video. So this is why I timed it, because I know that somebody's going to go over and they're going to do 17, or somebody's going to go over and they're going to do 20. Everyone goes over. It doesn't matter if you tell them to do like 12 minutes, they're going to do 20. So that's why I cut it down and I was like, no, 12 minutes. And here's how we're going to structure it. 12-minute talk and then a panel discussion. And I had the panel discussion specifically to extract things. They're my clients. So I'm like, how has your identity changed since becoming a speaker? Who have you become since becoming a wealthy speaker? And then we talked about their wins. And then I talked about the trophies that they're going to get. And it's like, I'm doing a live client panel with them. So you could do a live expert panel and you could discuss the topic that you're selling inside of your certification, right? So it's like, why is this thing so important? Why do people need this thing that I'm selling? What would you say to somebody who's like, so that's, I mean, they didn't pay to speak, but they're my clients, but you know what I mean? It's the same thing. But even when we'll do volume events, I just find that even with that, I went on every day I gave myself an hour and a half to open the room, because I need to open the room, MC, and I go through my own 6-figure speaker system in the days. So I'm going through session 1, story of the system. Session 2 is, system deep dives. Session 3, story of the system overview, system deep dive, and like pillar 1, pillar 2, so I'm doing that in every first hour, and I give myself 30 extra minutes to MC people on and then to do takeaways. So I would recommend that you have the most stage time, and you could do something like that where you do the same thing. Here's the story of the system inside the certification. Here's the system overview, and we teach something, and then you open the room and they come on after you. We've done 3 to 4 or 5 people a day, and that just turned out to be a lot. Like, remember we were on Zoom for like 4 or 5 hours at a time. And it just turns in, what I really love to do? I do takeaways. So I don't just want me to be the only one on the mic. And when you're speaking to sell, it's important for somebody to repeat the answer to you. So, but also the engagement. Like, people don't want to be sitting the whole time. You can keep them on their feet. So it really depends on how you want the experience to be. I'm finding right now, even 2 people with 12 minutes, somehow it's going 3.5 to 4 hours a day. We're like Tony Robbins. I know. I was like, I pulled a Tony Robbins on you guys today. Sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry, but we went to, that's what I say when we go 4 hours. I'm like, we did a full Tony Robbins today.
Okay.
So that's something to consider, is that 45 to an hour is a lot, especially for somebody who's not a good speaker.
Oh God, yeah. I wonder, this is all brand new to me. I've never done this before. I have never even been to an event before besides one, and I wouldn't even consider it a great example. So, what's coming alive for me right now is maybe they talk on their zone of genius for 12 minutes, and then I'm here. I'm not interviewing them during that 12 minutes, but then I come in and we kind of interview back and forth a little bit, and I can ask some questions and go into it, and I'm threading it back into and framing things and doing all of those techniques, so to speak, to keep it all threaded together. That might be a good option. Is that kind of what you're getting at? They talk and then there's a panel discussion.
Yeah, and you know why I like it? I like it because it's a different texture. It's a different texture. When we do this, it's adding it's not just here's a keynote. The other thing I did is no slides. Because virtual events, I was doing a lot of research too, and people it's more like a TV show. It's more like a movie, right? So I would encourage I have a no slides rule for this virtual event, and I love it. And I think people are more engaged. So it's different textures. So we have you speaking, then we have them speaking, then we have you guys speaking together, then we have takeaways from the audience where they're coming up, and it just creates a more dynamic, it's more engaging. You could even do breakout rooms. I was going to do breakout rooms both days, but I haven't done it yet. I think maybe we'll do it tomorrow or something, but you could do breakout rooms and then people meet each other, right? So think about how can we utilize the space to create different textures of the conversation and create more intimacy. So somebody might see somebody being interviewed and feel more drawn to their authentic answer versus I'm reading a script and my outline. And you could tell when the people, I'm like, don't use a script. And I know, I can tell when you're reading from a script, right? You know what I mean? So it's like, people don't, well, these speakers don't really do that, but that's something to just be mindful of. So I do like the different textures of conversations there.
So
Yeah.
the cadence might be like I introduce them on, they have their 12-minute zone of genius talk that they're bringing forward, and then I can like come in, reflect, ask questions
Hmm.
to go a little bit deeper, and then we can maybe open up for audience. Like what questions, burning questions you have for like this speaker or for me or whatever, and so we can have that's the cadence. And
Yeah.
then I can come up and wrap it up and then introduce the next one. Is that right?
Yeah. And so you'll do kind of like, it's like when you MC people on, it's kind of like there's three things. It's like what's in it for them? What's the number one thing they're gonna learn? So I go benefit, benefit, benefit. Like you're gonna learn how to unlock your authentic voice so that you can grow your community with tens of thousands of dream buyers. That's what this next speaker is going to talk to you about. Now I'm like, why are they important? So this is so important, or they're the one to do this. Well, this person's grown their audience to 100,000 people. So I'm framing them as like the one. And then I could do something like a little bit deeper or personal if they're my client or I'm like shouting them out or something. So I'm kind of doing that. And then the wrap up's the same thing. You pull the main points out of it and say, wow, that was incredible. So and so just taught us X, Y, and Z and why this is important. And I kind of thread that back to the bigger context of the event is like this is so important when you're speaking and using your voice and when you're speaking to move people and when you're doing this way, the bigger context of the event. And then yes, you can do takeaways. If it's your talk, I would do takeaways because you want them to repeat back to you. If it's somebody else, you could have them do a takeaway or a question. Then you can also say, so I know you'll have some like A players, B players, and C players on the team. And you're going to know who your A players are. They're going to be rock stars. And you might want them. So I invited my speakers, the ones who I know crush it. I'm like, hey, do you want to facilitate something after? So I had some woman do like, one of our clients did like a tapping session that was really cool. And I know how she's a really good facilitator. Somebody else did today. She rewired us in our identity and our mindset. So she did this like close your eyes, but it wasn't like I'll give you an example. I've had women and I did something at the end today. It was a really powerful activation, but it's like it moves people. And we were in that heart energy. So I was like, oh, this is the perfect time. I read the room and I was like, let's do this heart activation. It's like a vision activation. But there was other person who's like, I want to do this like shamanic energy meditation. I'm like, we're not meditating on the call because I don't want people to fall asleep. It's already a virtual event. So you're going to see that there's like certain people, you're like, you go more, you. And then you can even ride off of it. And like today, somebody was messaging me. I was like, oh, how can we make your talk more engaging? That's the number one thing I'm thinking of. How can we engage the audience? So if it's somebody here's how I would make it is like, so you do a 12-minute talk and then you do a 5-minute facilitation of your thing. Like if it was energy work or mindset or this or that. And then we do the panel discussion. So I had a couple people that I was like, you're a rock star. I see you in a bigger way. I see you taking this. How can we make it more engaging? Even the last woman that came up, she did like authentic voice. And then I said, what we should do is have people come up and share their truth. Like what's something you're scared to say on social media and you can say it in front of us, right? So it's like, you can take that engagement piece of like takeaways and like, oh, does it make sense as a takeaway, a Q&A? Should they facilitate something? Like, do you want to pop in between those speakers and even sell something? This was so important because now join VIP. Now here's the final day to join this for $1,000 off, right? So that's one thing you can think about is how can you engage them differently and how can you pull your rock star speakers out and give them even a little bit more like airtime to engage the room through different textures. So then it mixes it up. It's like a variety. It's not just like keynote, webinar, webinar, webinar. It's like, oh, there's these different experiences throughout the day.
Yeah, and I do have different experiences lined up in terms of like somatic, feminine, dance, and a few other things as well. I have one per day. Because again, like I don't really want to be on Zoom for 5 hours. No offense, everyone. In Awaken Womb Live, like I just don't want to. So I would love if it would be like get in, impactful, fast moving, and then the people that they want to go deeper into, they can. But the whole idea is like you actually get an experience of dropping into your body and awakening into your womb.
Yeah. And I framed it like TED Talks, right? I'm like, it's kind of like a TED Talk. So the thing about having a TED Talk is you need to be a master communicator, because if you can't share your message in 10 minutes or 15 minutes, like that's a problem. So I framed it like a TED Talk, and then I framed these other things. It's kind of like a TED Talk, and then we're going to do a client panel so that people can see a different side of the conversation. And then for the rock stars, I'm going to have you facilitate this thing, because I think that can be a really cool way to deepen it, move the room and keep them engaged. So I just, it's all in the frame of how you communicate that to the speaker. Like do it so it's the best benefit of the audience, the experience, and for them. Okay. Okay, I love this. So, and if you have any other questions too around the event or planning it or mapping it out or like doing the run of show or anything like that, feel free to drop them in Telegram and we can riff back and forth on that. I get so excited. Okay. How are we feeling today? You guys ready to host some events? I'm so excited. I get excited because your events, like everyone's events, look so different. And I think the key here is like the event is such an incredible touch point, especially now, the middle of the year, mid-year quantum leap. Like, how can we get volume? If it's a massive free event, like how can we make it bigger? How can we go bigger? If it's, you know, even something that is leading into a paid offer or it's like a challenge or something. So on the back end, we'll downsell a low ticket challenge. So we're doing free volume. We're having multiple different offers and multiple touch points for people to buy at different prices. And then on the back end, after we sell the high ticket, we did like 33,997. Now we're doing certification, and then we'll go back downsell. So it's like boop, 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 and then we'll go back up, and then, you know what I mean? So if you're doing a free, big, massive lead gen summit, partner program, blow it up, make it bigger, then you can always do something on the back end to scoop up that demand. So, you know, after we do the certification, I'll probably downsell even 5 figures in 15 minutes, because that's an easy way for somebody who wasn't ready for the 997 or the higher ticket thing to join for $300, right? And now we have the volume of people who know they want to speak, so I can frame it as that. So then you can get your mind turning of what current offers do you have, what can you play with, or is it something easy and low ticket? And then you can turn that one, instead of selling one offer, you're creating this massive momentum from all of these new people in your audience. I love it. You guys got to drop the dates. Drop the dates inside of your event. Let us know what your event is and when the dates are inside of the Telegram chat. And just know that, you know, anything that you need support on, whether it's, we're talking today about like experience design, the messaging congruency of your event to your offer, any feedback that you want on that, anything that comes up in between, you know, like leadership, mindset, energetics, whatever you're going through. We got life and all of the things. Like, I'm here to support you guys. I love you all so much. I cannot wait to see you impact the world with your events. You know, it's interesting because it's like, you know, we did wow, like 4 hours today, and I felt so energized and so lit up, and I feel this for you, and I see this for each and every one of you. It's like when you do this work and you have these people, and these women are on, and they're like crying, and they're having breakthroughs, and they're like, my life has changed because of this. Like, it's so fulfilling, and I just get so excited for the women and the leaders that you're going to impact through Awaken Womb Live and through, you know, Shelby, like your events and your VIP days. Like, it's just, there's nothing like the feeling of when that person says, like, they come on and they're crying on the call. Like, and it's like, wow, like, I didn't know we were going to cry today on the call, but now we're crying and now we're here. And it's like, wow, this is the power of this work. So, you know, you're doing something that most people will never do. And like, for us as leaders to hold the duality of it brings tears to my eyes because like you know, I don't just preach it. I'm not just here in the arena. Like I'm in the arena going through and holding things massively as well with you guys. So it's like for us to do this and to be these leaders and to be the woman, it's like it is you become somebody who blows your mind and takes your breath away. And you're gonna have the day where you look in the mirror and it moves me to tears because I did that yesterday morning. I looked in the mirror and I like actually started crying. And I'm like bringing tears to my eyes because I know who you'll become because of this. But it's like I actually was like, wow, I'm so proud of you, and I believe that this for each and every one of you. Like when you do this event and you host this event and you hold them, like I am crying now. I'm not crying, you're crying. It really moves me emotionally because like I know who you're going to become when you hold this and you follow through on your word and you host this event and people come in and their lives are changed and they're crying and like you're like I have to turn my camera off to go get a tissue. Like it's like, wow, this is the work that we get to do and how beautiful that we get to take it out of our programs that, you know, people invest thousands into and like bring it to the world in this bigger way. So I share that with you because I know who you become when you hold life and when you hold all these very, very like difficult and painful things and like you still have to show up and you still lead the room and you still facilitate that massive transformation. Like it is the most beautiful thing in the world, it is the most rewarding thing in the world. And that's why like this is the work of my lifetime to help you guys bring this vision to life, to lead you through it and to not just lead you through it, but to be in the arena with you with all of the life that happens. So I just want to share like, you are the 0.1%. You're doing the things that most people will never do in the world, in the industry. I love you all so, so much. Like, let this be the season to go full throttle. Like, this is mid-year quantum leap energy. The stuff, the things, the moves that you make right now are going to prepare you for the most massive Q3, Q4, the new people you bring into your free offers, your low ticket, like, sell it like it's a $10,000 event because it is. Sell it like it's the best thing in the world like it is, even if it's free. Watch this blow your mind and you're going to have a moment where you go through it and you have the day where hundreds of people sign up and you remember that first event you did when nobody showed up and you remember who you became and you remember who you had to become to get to the point where hundreds of people showed up and you remember all of the times you got punched in the face and you fell down the mountain and you had dirt in your eyes and you had, you know, blood on your hands and you showed up anyway. And it's like that. It's like to be the woman that's in the arena and you have the blood on your hands and on your scrapes on your arms and covered in dirt and you're getting punched in the face by life and you're just like still there and you still got the audience and the crowd and they're like, Stasha, Stasha. They're like, you changed my life. I'm so grateful for the summit. Like, man, that gets me so excited. That's like, I feel alive. I've like did 4 hours on call. I'm like, I've never felt so alive. So I share this with you guys. I love you so much. You guys are changing the world. You're doing the things most will never dare to do, who you become in the process. You're going to have a moment where you look in the mirror and you're going to have tears in your eyes and you're just going to say, I'm so proud of you. And you're going to have a moment with yourself. And I share that with you because I know how true it is. So I can't wait to see your events come to life. Drop in Telegram. I got your back. I'm so excited to witness this come to life. Any way that we can support you. Also feel free. I believe there might be a collaboration chat, but either way, you can drop your event links and everything inside of the chat. We'll you know, if it's aligned for our audiences, I'm sure people would share it or come and support you. So feel free to do that inside of the mastermind space. So I love you guys so much. I'll see you in Telegram. Have an incredible day. I can't wait to see your events come to life.
Thank you, Allie.
Okay,
Bye.
you're welcome. Bye.